Friends, have you fixed up any roads lately? Hey friends, it's Pastor Mike from Fellowship Church. Always love to connect with you midweek. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're getting ready for all those family gatherings around Christmas time when you've got all your shopping done. That question for you again, have you fixed up any roads lately? You're probably thinking, yeah, Pastor Mike, we all live in Michigan, so we know what orange barrels mean. Well, I've actually got a spiritual thought in mind. You see, in Bible times, Jesus' day, before then, they had this little practice of fixing up some roads, and not simply because they had a few potholes, no. Whenever a new king was coronated, that means a new king is installed, seated on the throne and all of that, the king would go for a little bit of a victory tour around the kingdom, maybe visit a few places, even venture out into the countryside a bit, and he would stop in and say hi to some people and introduce himself. And of course, the people were there passing on all kinds of accolades and gifts and telling him, "You're the best king ever," or something like that. But before the king shows up, they have to send some people into town first. Sort of like the Secret Service when the president is making a visit. The Secret Service always comes to make sure that all the accommodations are just so and make sure the president will be safe. Well, before the king comes into town, he has to send some of his loyal subjects to make sure that the roads are all set and to make sure that the roads, which might normally be just for simple wagons and so on, can actually bear up for the king's caravan. So they'd fill in potholes. Sometimes they'd even take off a few of the mountains a little bit and fill in some valleys and straighten out some roads a bit. It was important for them to make sure that the king's path was all set for the king to arrive. Pastor Mike, where are you going with all of this? Well, if you remember the ministry of Jesus, at the very beginning of his ministry, a man named John, whom we often call John the Baptist, said these words, which actually come from the prophet of Isaiah. John said, "Prepare the way for the Lord. Make the path straight. May you fill in all the valleys. May you take the tops off the mountains. May you just make sure there are straight paths for the Lord." What he was saying is, I want you to recognize Jesus as being the new king. He'll be coronated someday. He'll be installed. But in the meantime, I want you to prepare the way for the king so that he has good roads to travel. Well, Pastor Mike, I'm still not so sure how that fits us today. Well, how are the roads in your life when it comes to welcoming Jesus in? If your life were to represent a town, a location where the king is coming, would you say that the roads into your life are all properly opened up and prepared for the king? Or do you have a few potholes to worry about? The reason why that matters at this time of the year is because we love the idea of Jesus Christ coming in a manger, and then we want to welcome him into his life. But what happens if there are some obstacles in our life that would prevent us from fully welcoming in Jesus, the Christ child, Emmanuel, into our life? What if these days of Advent, the time of preparation for Christmas, what if you saw these days as the days for checking your roads to see if there's anything that needs to be filled in? Maybe a little mountaintop that needs to be taken off a bit. Maybe some roads that have become just a little bit crooked and you need to straighten them out now. What if today is a good day to check your roads to make sure that you're ready for the King when he comes? Christmas just a couple weeks away. May your roads all be straight so that you can fully welcome in the King. Friends, always good to connect with you midweek. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Know that we love you, we're praying for you, and I hope your roads are well straightened out for the King to come. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.